attacked on the job. The recent violent incident putting a local bus driver in the spotlight, the shocking confrontations one former driver says he went through, and why this might be an even bigger problem.
Plus,
high-flying moves, hard-hitting style, and tough enough to make headlines in and out of the ring. How a Mexican immigrant of 20 years is making history right here in San Antonio.
then
Sunny skies and warmer temps for now. When we'll see another big chill down and what to expect for the weekend.
Fox News at 9 starts now.
Here's a look at our top stories tonight. 2 more evacuees at Lackland Air Force Base have tested positive for the coronavirus.
A San Antonio police officer is on administrative duty after shots were fired right in front of a woman's home. We're also learning how San Antonio is paying their respects to an American hero.
But first on Fox, attacked while on a job. A Via bus driver hospitalized tonight, and this man is behind bars for that very attack.
Now, other Via bus drivers are worried about their safety. Fox San Antonio's Alejandra Guzman spoke with a former driver who says he too has been attacked and wants to put an end to the violence.
Camilla, Ryan, in total, 5 Via bus drivers have been assaulted in the first month and a half of this 2020, according to the local president of the drivers union.
What started off as a normal day took a bad turn at this bus stop at Buenavista and Smith Street when a 53-year-old Via bus driver was punched and kicked.
Something happened on the bus. The driver got up and said, "Hey, what's going on?" and confronted him. And the guy said, "Somebody's talking about me."
25-year-old Lawrence Angelo Madison was arrested in connection with the attack that sent the driver to the hospital on Wednesday. Max, a retired Via bus driver, says it's something drivers are way too familiar with.
What are some of your concerns as a former Via bus driver and for the rest of your colleagues?
My concerns are the safety of our drivers right now. We've had problems in the past and currently with assaults on the bus, operators being spit on, verbally abused, threatened.
Juan Amaya, the president of the local drivers union, says an average of 33 assaults have been reported against drivers every year since 2017.
Please do not touch our operators. Our operators are there to transport you from point A to point B. If you have a problem with the operator, just call it in. It should be no assaults on operators, period.
The driver that was attacked is recovering at home tonight. Madison is in jail charged with assault of a public servant. Alejandra Guzman, Fox News at 9.
Now to the latest on the coronavirus and its impacts right here in San Antonio. 2 more evacuees at Lackland Air Force Base have tested positive for the virus. These people came off the Diamond Princess cruise ship docked in Japan. CDC officials believe these people got the virus while they were still on that cruise ship and started showing symptoms while they were in quarantine at Lackland. They are currently getting treatment somewhere at a designated medical facility nearby. That's what we've been told. But at this point, we've not been able to confirm which hospital or treatment facility they were taken to.
Our goal continues to be slowing the introduction of the virus into the U.S. This buys us more time to prepare our communities for more cases and possibly sustained spread.
The CDC is now urging people to change their travel plans if they include a cruise anywhere in Asia.
Local officials are upset the federal government won't allow a San Antonio-based company to use its state-of-the-art technology to disinfect rooms at Lackland where people have been quarantined for the coronavirus. Tommy Calvert very blunt about his thoughts.
I'm pissed. I'm more than frustrated. I'm pissed off. If we have an outbreak in San Antonio, I don't want to be here saying I told you so.
Xenex CEO Morris Miller says his robots, which use ultraviolet rays to disinfect rather than chemicals, could be at Lackland in an hour.
You can see we've got robots literally ready to go over there.
And we reached out to the CDC for an explanation. We're still waiting to hear back. An update now to a story we first told you about on foxsanantonio.com. This man arrested for attempted murder and assault on a public servant. Police arrested Greg Delgado after a shootout. This all started a little before 10 o'clock this morning near Zarzamora and Highway 90. Witnesses tell police they heard a pop and then a crash. Police found a man with a gunshot wound in the driver's seat of a black Mazda pickup truck. He later died at the scene. Delgado took off running and police tailed after him.
At that time, the suspect did raise his weapon at officers, several officers, and an officer did return fire.
A 12-year veteran with the department is now on administrative duty pending the outcome of an internal investigation.
Melissa Vega at the live desk. We are following some breaking news on the city's northwest side. We have been following this live picture here. We are on the scene of an accident involving a pickup truck. The truck parked near a brick platform holding that sign there. This is on Ingram Road. We're told police have the road leading to the Hilltop Oak Apartments blocked off. We have a crew on scene waiting to get information from police, but we're told a person was put in handcuffs. We're still following this, a very active scene, and as soon as we know more, we will bring it to you right here and on FoxSanAntonio.com. That's the latest from the live desk.
In the good times and bad, you are on your throne.
Honoring the legacy of Sergeant Javier Gutierrez, dozens attended today's ceremony at Community Bible Church for the San Antonio officer killed in combat earlier this month in Afghanistan. Sergeant Gutierrez was described as being deeply in love with his wife, Gabby, and treasured their 4 children.
His way to be remembered was being big, being strong, and being the best he could.
Gutierrez will be buried tomorrow at Fort Sam Houston National Cemetery with full military honors.
New tonight, Bexar County Sheriff Javier Salazar says his department is getting tough on child sex crimes after announcing arrests in 2 separate cases. 20-year-old Jamar Terrius Lawrence and 19-year-old Javier Green are both charged with promoting prostitution and sexual assault of a 16-year-old girl. 19-year-old Andrew Cumming was arrested in a separate case. He is charged with online solicitation of a 12-year-old.
The common thread in all of these cases there was an early outcry. Granted, with the young lady that was trafficked, that outcry didn't come as quickly as we would hope for. I mean, she was trapped in this world for some time.
Bexar County Sheriff's Office offers free classes on spotting the signs of human trafficking. We have information on how you can sign up to host a class, perhaps in your neighborhood, maybe at a church. Just head to FoxSanAntonio.com. Also tonight, SAPD arresting a man, 27-year-old Zachary Newhouse, for 2 counts of continuous trafficking of persons. Officials say Newhouse sold drugs to teen boys in exchange for sex and threatened them if they told the truth.
It's an act of bravery from anybody to be able to step forward and say, because one thing we know is that they were a part of illegal activity, right? They were committing crime.
SAPD is not ruling out the possibility of even more victims.
New at 9, we now know the name of the young girl hit and killed while riding her bike to school on Thursday. This is 10-year-old Irie Suarez. We spoke to her family off camera today. Her mom describes her as a spirited student who loved to play guitar. Her father says he's a, quote, girl dad. And tonight, both of them are completely broken. School officials say counselors will stay on campus at Callison for as long as students need them there.
We train them well, they're prepared to respond, and then we will mobilize a team. So you can be mobilized from any school in the district to go help, yeah.
Counselors are also training teachers to look for signs of grief in their students. The district tells us there are more than a dozen counselors who have been dispatched to the school to help.
Tonight, a legend returned to the ring, Goldberg, making a huge impact on tonight's Friday night SmackDown. But he's not the only one making a name for himself inside the ropes.
I feel more like I can do anything at this point.
This hometown athlete making history in women's wrestling. Her inspiring story and what she did to put her name in the record books. But first, an officer accused of a despicable crime. We'll tell you what he confessed to doing and right in front of his computer that has him sitting in jail tonight. If you're tired of temperatures, well, on the cold side this weekend, things are going to moderate a bit, but it won't be for long, huh?
No, not for long, because we've got another couple of fronts coming our way. One of them has an Arctic connection.
You're watching Fox News at 9.
It is time to check out what's making headlines at 9. We're learning more about a Cibolo police officer arrested on child porn charges. The Attorney General's office says Christopher Ibarra was arrested as a result of an out-of-state investigation and that he confessed to viewing and saving images of child porn. Democratic presidential candidate Bernie Sanders is making a campaign stop in SA tomorrow. He'll be holding a rally 2 weeks ahead of Super Tuesday. Starts tomorrow night at 7 at Cowboys Dance Hall. Doors open to the public at 5.
If it continues to be like this, we'll start to have a negative cash flow.
Business owners in Houston's Chinatown say the coronavirus affecting their bottom line. They've seen about a 20 to 30% drop in business over fears of the virus. 22-year-old man in jail tonight after state troopers say he stabbed and killed 3 people, including a teenage girl. Happened in San Saba, west of Killeen. After the stabbing, the suspect led police on a chase. No word on how they're all connected.
Why do you feel the need to fight so much?
I don't know. It's because I'm crazy.
Call it crazy or pure skill. What drives this local athlete and made her the first person to accomplish a special feat in the ring? But first, weeks of waiting, and this woman was fed up with her insurance company. In about 3 minutes, how a problem solver was able to put an end to her stress.
San Antonio's news with Ryan Wolf, Camilla Rambaldi, Chief Meteorologist Alex Garcia, and investigative reporter Yanni Virgen. This is Fox News at 9.
Right now, police are searching for a San Antonio teen missing for months. They need your help to find 17-year-old Amy Luna, who was last seen on the city's far south side back in September. Investigators say so far no leads, no tips have come in regarding Amy's disappearance.
There isn't any, at this point, foul play to believe to have happened or she may have been involved with. But we do know that someone may know something.
If you can help out in Amy's case, you can call SAPD's Missing Persons Unit. That phone number is on the bottom of your screen. By the way, you can remain anonymous.
New information tonight on a traffic situation at Idea Carver we've been following for you. Tonight, Idea officials met with city leaders to discuss what can be done to keep students safer as they make their way to school. This comes after 2 recent accidents at the Idea Carver Academy where 3 students were hit. Idea met with District 2 Councilwoman Jada Andrews Sullivan today about possible solutions, including a temporary safety barrier or even more stop signs.
But we definitely are looking at something to slow down traffic and to also convey the expectations for drivers in that area.
The city will go out on Tuesday to check out the problem firsthand, and we will let you know what they decide.
I waited. He's like, oh, I'll get back with you. And then I never heard anything.
She survived a multi-vehicle collision but became frustrated after filing an insurance claim with the company covering the driver who caused the wreck. The Floresville driver's among countless who experience hassles when it comes to filing insurance claims. She says she went 6 weeks without hearing back from the insurance adjuster. That wasn't until she reached out to Fox San Antonio's Darian Trotter to help solve the problem.
There was no response until you stepped in.
Reina Aparicio is back on track after weeks of waiting in limbo.
I don't know who was driving.
This was the chaos after police say a speeding driver caused a multi-vehicle crash along the access road of Loop 410 near 151.
Out of nowhere, we just braced for the impact because all I hear is screeching tires.
It happened 6 weeks ago.
This was used to be out like this.
She was reportedly rear-ended after one car hit another and that car hit hers.
Just the domino effect. They hit one vehicle, then the next, then I was third.
She quickly filed a claim with the insurance company of the driver responsible and immediately spoke with the adjuster, who she says made promises and then just disappeared.
I kept calling, leaving messages. It would go directly to the voicemail.
Fox San Antonio made calls to the insurance company on Aparicio's behalf over the last 24 hours. She says the adjuster she's been trying to track down finally called her back today, offering to cover her damages, lost wages, pain and suffering, and a rental car for when her car is in the shop.
I mean, you did a fantastic job. Like, you know, it expedited the process. And otherwise, I'd probably still be with no answers.
And she's not the only one who's ever grown frustrated when filing an insurance claim. Here's how we can help you. If you're having a problem with your insurance claim, you can file a complaint with the Texas Department of Insurance. We place that information on our website. Darian Trotter, Fox News at 9.
Do you have a problem that needs solving? It was great work tonight by Darian. Connect with him through email, Facebook, or Twitter.
Well, back at the live desk, we just got some information moments ago on this breaking news that we have been following on the city's northwest side. We want to go ahead and take you back live to the scene on Ingram Road near Callahan. We have just learned from police that two men were crossing Ingram when they were hit by a person believed to be in that pickup truck. Police say when they got there, there was nobody on the scene, but when they arrived back, that two men did show back up. The driver has been detained and will be possibly facing a charge of failure to render aid. Those two victims, a man who is 57 and another man who is 60 years old, we're told have been taken to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Again, they are expected to be okay. That's the latest from the live desk.
It took 75 to almost 80 years for women of like me, a Mexican-born woman, to win this championship. So it's huge.
A Fox San Antonio exclusive now. A local professional wrestler and mixed martial arts fighter is breaking barriers and making history in the wrestling ring and in the cage. Melissa Cervantes, also known as Thunder Rosa, recently became the NAA World Women's Champion. Fox San Antonio's Joe Galley talked with Rosa about her path from being a Mexican immigrant to a Latina wrestling icon.
Every day, multiple times a day, Thunder Rosa puts the work in. At a dojo on the northwest side, honing her mixed martial arts skills. Why do you feel the need to fight so much?
I don't know. It's because I'm crazy. It empowers me. I feel I'm more empowered. I feel more like I can do anything at this point.
Recently, Rosa made history. The Thunder Driver! Becoming the first Latina to win the NWA World Women's Championship.
I had a flashback of all the things that I went through when I was little, and just being there and like knowing that it was going to be there for the whole wide world to watch.
Born in Tijuana, Mexico, it took 20 years for Rosa to go through the process to become an American citizen. She says it was only possible with the love and support of her family, most of whom are now residents or citizens as well. She celebrated her one-year anniversary of becoming an American just a couple days ago. Now, Rosa's hard-hitting and high-flying style, along with the representation of her heritage, is garnering a massive international following. Inspiring young women by being living proof that no matter where you come from, anyone can live their dream.
Knowing where you come from and knowing that you need to continue to work hard and you need to be dedicated, you need to be consistent, and you can't give up.
Reporting ringside, Joe Galley, Fox News at 9.
Now, first warning weather with Chief Meteorologist Alex Garcia.
It's time to check in with Alex. I was so grateful, I'm sure everyone else at home today, for that sunshine this morning. Beautiful day all around.
It was awesome. Finally got that thing back again. You know, it was
Yes.
light deprivation. We really needed it. And, you know, we're going into a long period now when we don't see a whole lot of rain showing up. There's a little bit of it trying to come in, but as we say, we need agriculturally significant rain. Whoa. Let's take a look. Temperatures tonight, here's what they look like downtown. Boy, it is a beautiful night tonight. We do have some high clouds that are starting to move in out there from the Pacific right now. Temperatures sitting into the 40s. We've got 150. It's back out here at Lackland, about 51 degrees. Everybody else sitting right around 45, 48, 49, so not too bad. Rainfall-wise, yeah, since the 1st of February, we are just a tad below the normal now. Normal sits at 134. We're at 107. So we're not that far off, but we really could use more rain as we get into the springtime. Right now, we're not seeing much showing up on the radar. This evening, both radars, one here, one down in Corpus, scanning. We do have the one out here at Brackettville that is under construction, sort of. They're repairing some parts with that. We are watching the drought monitor. Every week we get an update with this thing, and every week we've been watching the drier spots really begin to expand. There's one red area here. We've got 3 new ones that city out toward the east of us here, Gonzales and in Karnes City. And in Bexar County, it's starting to spread right on up. So that means things are drying out quickly, and we really do need about 1.5 inches of rain. The problem is we're not seeing much of it coming our way. Saturday, there's no rain, so you're good. Sunday, no rain, you're good. Monday, we've got a weak front that's coming in here. It could trigger a little bit of some shower activity, but the issue with that is it really doesn't look too strong. Here's the system right now. You've got that system sitting there, spinning around. The flow will come up and over. That means it's going to be dragging that Pacific cold front, and that Pacific cold front will come right across into Mexico and right into Texas. But that's a weak one. When that one goes by, there's lots of cold air that's sitting right here. That's going to get pulled down, and when that gets pulled down, yeah, that's when we're looking at returning back to that mess again. All right, let's take a look. Here comes Sunday. There's the opportunity for rain. This is Monday morning again. Doesn't look really good, but it's there. We get into Tuesday. Another opportunity for rain, but it looks like it stays mostly to the south and out to the east of us, so we don't see a whole lot of rain showing up in San Antonio. Looking at the long-range monitors and models, and there you go. Not showing a whole lot. There was little spritzes that came through there, particularly on Tuesday. We'll go to model number 2. This one's technically usually a little bit more optimistic, and even it is telling me, you know, I'm really not seeing a whole lot of rain coming with this thing, so it means we're going to be going in to the area dry. Even into Tuesday afternoon, we won't see much. So the long term is, if you're planning things for the weekend, it's going to be slightly cooler than normal on Saturday. We'll get up to normal, which is 68 on Sunday. We get into next week, front number 1 comes through, not much of a change temperatures. Front number 2 comes through, not much in the way of rain, but watch out for the temperatures. It really cools us down. That last week, we get another weak front, but we warm up as we get into the rest of March.
It was, very cold. We were limited on food. My girlfriend would, go and buy some things while I was at work, and just we didn't have a place to go. We would park somewhere and, make the best of it.
A Fox follow-up less than 24 hours after our story on a couple who helped a deaf homeless man get into an apartment. The giving continues. We featured Rory Harriel and the couple who went above and beyond for that Chester's Hamburgers worker right here on Cash for Kindness. Well, not only is he not living in that car anymore, but the couple who received $1,000 for helping him on our program donated the entire amount so Rory could buy a more affordable car. Tonight, that amount has more than tripled to over $3,000 thanks to generous donations from people just like you, and we love it. If you'd like to make a donation to his GoFundMe page, just head to the Cash for Kindness section of foxsanantonio.com. There you'll find the story about Rory and the link to make a contribution.
Russia 3.0, who the Kremlin is reportedly trying to help win in the Democratic primary.
He was bullied to the point of almost taking his own life. How people across the globe are.
This is San Antonio's Fox News at 9.
Well, back at the live desk, we want to tell you about a scam alert the Kerr County Sheriff's Office put out within the last hour that they want people to be aware of. The Sheriff's Office saying they received calls from people saying they got calls from a Deputy Hicks, with the Kerr County Sheriff's Office saying they had both local and state warrants and they need to send money, gift cards, or prepaid cards or would be arrested. The scammers were also using an app that showed the calls came from the Kerr County Sheriff's Office. They just want people to know that this is a scam and don't go by what your caller ID is showing. Ryan?
All right, that is alarming. Let's update you on early voting numbers. The Bexar County Elections Department says this was the best day they've had so far. More than 9,000 people cast a ballot. You could vote early from 8 in the morning to 6 at night every day next week. Election day, of course, Tuesday, March 3rd. And here at Fox San Antonio, we want to keep you informed, so we have invited some candidates running for local office in the elections. And today we heard from Ricardo Madrid. He's a Democrat running for the House of Representatives, District 23. Of course, that seat vacated by Congressman Will Hurd as part of our Beyond the Podium series.
I got involved in this race for a couple of reasons. I got tired of working 2 to 3 jobs and still struggling to survive. I got tired of being on the sidelines and not being adequately represented while our country was being decimated. But the spark that really lit the fuse was the death of my brother and my mother from cancer, and the racist mass shooting at the El Paso Walmart.
You can see Madrid's full message right now at foxsanantonio.com and be on the lookout for more candidates we'll be hearing from leading up to Election Day.
On the national stage, President Trump is wrapping up his West Coast swing, rallying his supporters at a campaign rally in Las Vegas just one day before the caucuses in Nevada.
And we are going to win Nevada in a big, beautiful landslide.
The president is also taking aim at Mike Bloomberg, but the former New York mayor is punching right back, trolling him with these billboards with jabs like Donald's wall fell over, Donald Trump lost the popular vote, and Donald cheats at golf. A new report out says the intelligence community has warned lawmakers about Russian meddling in the 2020 election. In a classified February 13th briefing, officials told House lawmakers that Russia was trying to interfere in the 2020 election and help President Trump's re-election. Senator Bernie Sanders says his campaign was briefed about Russian efforts to help his campaign as well. Sanders told reporters he was briefed about the Kremlin's efforts about a month ago. Chief political correspondent Scott Thuman shows us how bad it is and what lawmakers are doing to stop it.
At the same time Americans are casting votes, new reports that intelligence officials have warned Congress Russia is again interfering and trying to help President Trump, though he dismissed the assertions in a tweet Friday, calling it a misinformation campaign by so-called do-nothing Democrats who are still unable to count votes in Iowa.
You don't need an intelligence briefing to think about what Vladimir Putin might want. Might he want a president who will criticize everybody on the planet except for Vladimir Putin?
Regardless of why Russia might interfere, it's been a long documented problem. There have been reports for decades of foreign efforts by Russia, the Chinese, and others meddling in the process. And misleading reports like these spread fast on Facebook and other social media sites.
It's getting worse. As we get more amped up, and especially as things happen with like the Barr situation, of course, the impeachment, Roger Stone. So they're very up to date. What happens? They're current.
The House has passed 3 bills recently, from targeting paid online political ads to requesting politicians report if they're approached by a foreign government offering help, but all have stalled in the Senate.
Many of these efforts have not been coordinated, and they are not being taken seriously by the Republican Party and by this President of the United States.
Regardless of what Congress does or doesn't do, the FBI is on alert, calling this information warfare, but also explaining that because of freedom of speech laws, for example, they can't be in the business of, quote, being the truth police. On Capitol Hill, I'm Scott Thuman.
Well, finally, we got a little bit of some sunshine in here today, and things were pretty good. You know, it felt good standing in the sunlight. Light deprivation, that's what happens when you don't see a lot of sun for a while and you really need it. And just a little sun kind of makes you feel pretty good. But, you know, even though we had that sun today, the temperature just didn't quite make it. You know, we were sitting in the 50s all day long. Normally, we're about 68 degrees, and we were sitting somewhere about 15, 12 degrees below the normal all during the day today. So it was a little bit cooler. And, you know, even though you got the bright sunshine outside and it looks really good, it psychologically it was good. Temperature-wise, it wasn't. Now, we've got something that's also coming our way here. We don't have much in the way of cloud cover out there. There's nothing this way. There's barely some clouds coming in from the Pacific that way. The cloud cover is important in the overnight hours because during the day, clouds, they soak up heat. And if they soak up heat, that means they start to radiate it back out at night, and it keeps the temperature from dropping off too fast. The problem is we're not going to have a whole lot of clouds tonight. The air's pretty dry. There's certainly no moisture out there. So that means temperatures, yeah, they start to drop off rather quickly. And when they do, look for an early morning temperature that could be down in the 30s, the low 30s up in the hill country. We'll be pretty close to 38, 39, maybe 40 degrees right across Bexar County early in the morning. During the day tomorrow, sunshine comes back. That means we're looking at a pretty nice day. But again, because we've got so much cold air down here, it's going to take a little while to kind of warm it up. But during the day tomorrow, big changes are going to happen. We're going to see winds start to come back around out of the south. And when that happens, that means the temperature starts to warm up because we put water vapor in the air. And when you put water vapor in the air, That means it soaks in the heat and it starts radiating it back out, and the clouds come back. And when you have clouds and when you have moisture, that means the temperature doesn't quite drop off so fast in the late night hours. So that means Saturday morning will be chilly, but we're looking at Sunday morning maybe being just a little bit warmer. And if we start out warmer on Sunday, that means things are going to be warmer by Sunday afternoon. So look for a warmer day, pretty close to 70, maybe even 72 coming up on Sunday. Saturday is going to be a little chilly in the morning. We're looking maybe 60s in the afternoon. But we've got another Arctic front. Oh, no. Yeah, know it. You thought winter was over. Not quite yet. It just doesn't want to let go. We've got another Arctic front coming, and it's going to knock us down by a few degrees and take us below the normal again. Here's a roller coaster ride coming your way. We're talking about whether or not we're going to be seeing any rain with that in our next weathercast.
He's outside, he's inside. That man's like a thoroughbred.
Now he's here.
I'm back.
That's why we need him here for trending. So get back in here, Alex.
You got it.
All right, here
Let's
is
do it.
what's trending and a story that will really warm your heart as you start your weekend. Why? Well, because of this little boy right here. Do you remember the video out of Australia that went viral showing him begging for bullies to stop picking on him and how kids were making fun of his dwarfism? Well, some people heard it and decided to do something about it, raising, you ready for this? More than $300,000 for a trip to Disneyland.
Amazing.
That is a lot of money. Big
That's
name
awesome.
support, too. High-profile celebrities like Hugh Jackman. That GoFundMe page for the Disney trip again, more than $300,000, and it continues to grow.
Wow, that's amazing.
incredible.
Absolutely.
Love to hear that.
Mhm.
Well, how about those escapes from jail often, but rarely do you hear about someone escaping to the cops. Yeah, a little different tonight. Well, that's what this adorable pooch did. He just walked right into the Odessa Police Department in the middle of the night, posed for a couple of photos, but apparently didn't have time to fill out a canine job application before officers could catch him. He took off and they posted the photos on Facebook, and it turns out this guy belonged to a family who lived nearby, and the dog escaped and snuck back in before anyone ever
Just
noticed.
go over and get my picture taken really quick.
They ticketed the homeowner, too, for not having the dog.
Right.
Just kidding. They didn't ticket him.
They didn't
No,
ticket.
wait
I
a
was
minute.
like,
That would have been
part
awful.
two?
Wait a minute.
Part two
That
of
would
the
have ruined
story.
the story.
The whole
Camilla,
story would have
come
gone
on.
downhill. It would have just blown up. What's the matter
I'm
with
just glad
you?
he got home safely.
All right, another animal that where it was supposed to be. This one catching the eye of more than a few onlookers in California. Why? Because that is a big old bear.
That is a big bear.
Strolling down
Goodness.
a driveway.
Here
Look
I
at
go.
it right there. Boy, that thing is well fed too.
Boy, he just had a couple
Walking
of really
right
big
between
burgers.
homes.
He's just cruising.
Best part about this, before the tranquilized part, what you see
Oh,
here is people
yeah.
are taking selfies with the bear within
Really?
feet.
Within feet?
It's a bear.
Well, maybe he was already
Ay,
full.
ay,
He wasn't
ay.
really looking for food.
God, some people just
Like
don't
I
want to make it
say,
to the weekend.
just they have to get it on the gram or something. Otherwise, it didn't happen, right?
I don't
Otherwise, we
know.
probably wouldn't have the video.
Yes,
Yeah.
and that bear's okay tonight, so good deal.
Okay,
All right,
good.
injured in combat, fighting for our freedoms. How 2 wounded warriors received a hero's gift, changing their lives forever.
It's a celebration marking a new chapter in one's life. The local patient who's defying the odds.
You're watching Fox News at 9.
New at 9, 2 wounded warriors and their family were gifted a brand new mortgage-free home today. And Daniel Reese and his wife Kyle are veterans of the U.S. Air Force, and they both suffered combat-related injuries in Afghanistan and Iraq. And their new home was personalized to their specific needs by Jared Allen's Homes for Wounded Warriors and national home builder KB Home.
The fact that people are so good and so willing to be able to help us with this, that we have an amazing house, an amazing neighborhood, an amazing community.
It's truly an amazing gift, and I'll say it again. At some point it'll hit me.
The couple